Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is the Movie Planet. This channel is going to be about all things movie related. I'm not going to merely discuss current events and scandals and new and upcoming big budget flicks. This is also not going to be another movie review channel. I only plan on reviewing films that I love that don't get a lot of attention. Also, movies I find really interesting and movies that don't already have a review on them. To set the mood for the kind of films I love to watch, I'm going to discuss my top 10 favorite films of all time. A lot of consideration has gone into this list. I have a list of my full top 100, one but only 1 through 10 are in order. I also have a list of every movie I've ever seen. It's about 2200 plus and growing. I'll save that for another day though. I would like to preface this list by saying I am partial to comedy and action. Movies with lots of childhood nostalgia, and of course, movies made in America. Number 10, The Graduate. This is the oldest film on my list, being released on December 21st, 1967. It is often dismissed for being an okay movie with a phenomenal soundtrack. But for hopeless romantics like me, it does the job just fine. I saw it for the first time when I was in high school, crushing on girls and getting my heart broken. I believe beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and art is open to interpretation. And while most people see The Graduate as a story about young men's angst, rebellion, and counterculturalism, I see it more as a true love story, a story of true redemption. There were many times throughout my life where I felt a certain way about something or someone, and none of my friends or family felt the same way or understood fully. That hopeless belief and hopeless optimism in the face of adversity is what makes a lot of young men do a lot of stupid things, which is very evident in this film. Movies from the 1960s have a really cool feel to them. I tend to really like movies that make me want to go there and live there. Living in California in 1967 seemed so cool in this film. Seeing Dustin Hoffman drive across the Golden Gate Bridge in his red convertible 1966 Alfa Romeo makes you wish you were alive back then. Everything in the 1960s looked so elegant and old fashioned, from the Egyptian style glasses and bottles in the Robinsons' living room to the drive in window trays in the old Taft Hotel and Bar, which is a prominent location for the film. With a measly production budget of only $3 million, about $28 million in today's money, it grossed $104.9 million at the domestic box office. It was only the third film in America to ever pass 100 million. Mike Nichols notably won an Academy Award for Best Directing in 1968. Now, on to number 9. Number 9, Django Unchained. It came out on Christmas Day 2012. Out of all of Tarantino's works, I think Django Unchained is his best. The soundtrack was great. Django Unchained is a Western that keeps you on the edge of your seat from the start to finish. There was lots of blood in typical Tarantino fashion. The emotions are so visceral and real. It's a story of great friendship and romance, a story of freedom and love and hate. Some would consider it a historical epic because it's 2 hours and 45 minutes long and filled with so much historical realism, but westerns rarely get considered historical epics, sadly. Christoph Waltz wins an Academy Award for Best Supporting Role, and boy, does he deserve it. Dr. Schultz and Django go together so wonderfully in this film. Samuel L. Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio also gave Oscar-worthy performances. I would definitely recommend to anyone as a great introduction to Tarantino. Number 8, Along Came Polly. 2004's Along Came Polly is Jennifer Aniston and Philip Seymour Hoffman's best performance. Going back to what I said earlier, this film makes me want to live in Manhattan in the 2000s. The salsa clubs, the ethnic eateries, and never being more than 5 minutes away from an iconic New York slice. The crass and overbearing boss, played by Alec Baldwin.
Oh, and Lisa, don't tire him out too bad on the honeymoon. I need this kid fresh when he gets back. Mazel, mazel. Good thing.
And who could forget Philip Seymour Hoffman as Sandy Lyle, the best friend and best man.
This man is in the house.
And a complicated love triangle to beat. This rom-com has it all. There are two major types of romantic comedies. The romantic movies with a few half laughs thrown in here and there. Then there are the full laugh-out-loud comedies that also have romance, and they genuinely make you feel something in emotional scenes that don't feel out of place with the rest of the film. That's what we have in Along Came Polly. A man like Ruben Pfeffer, who's an uptight risk analyst and transient carefree hippie artist in Polly Prince, are generally too extreme a pairing to apply to most of the general public, but we can all relate to taking a chance on love. It's a great feel-good movie, a great breakup movie to recommend to any friend going through a heartache. Number 7, Yes Man. Upon first glance at a video store in the late 2000s, you might find this generic-looking DVD cover of Jim Carrey prancing through a field, and you might just keep walking. But this is the wrong movie to judge by its cover. My friends look at me like I'm insane when I tell them that Yes Man is the best Jim Carrey movie of all time, but it just is. This is where my nostalgia comes in. In 2008, I was 10 years old, and since I saw the movie for the first time, I've seen this film slowly age into a classic. This movie catches Zooey Deschanel at her peak, catches Blockbuster before their decline. We see a pre-hangover Bradley Cooper who plays the best friend for probably the last time in his career, and Danny Masterson before he got
Get shit canned?
The movie opens on down on his luck Carl Allen, who works as a loan officer at a bank. He is clearly depressed because his wife left him, and he gives up on experiencing life, meeting new people, and pushes away the people that care about him until he finds an old friend that convinces him to go to a seminar where he agrees to say yes to everything. Then chaos ensues. Yes Man holds a special place in my heart because I can relate to being depressed and not wanting to go anywhere, then feeling bad about not going anywhere and not doing anything. Another thing I'd like to add is that Rhys Darby is amazing in this movie. I also loved him in Guns Akimbo. Hollywood needs to cast him more. Number 6, Dodgeball, a true underdog story. This is a movie that's made my top 10 from sheer laughs alone. So quotable, so great. Everything from
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
2,
In some cultures, they only eat vomit.
2,
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
I've watched this movie so much. The last time I watched it, it felt like it was 20 minutes long. The opening scene of Vince Vaughn as Peter LaFleur waking up, listening to his answering machine, rinsing his mouth out with Yoo-Hoo and starting up a beat-up car, and he says, "It's going to be a good day," really sets the tone for the film. The characters in the movie are second to none. You have Peter LaFleur, the loser gym owner with no aspirations, White Goodman, the owner and operator of Globo Gym, Steve the Pirate, who is more of a pirate than you will ever be, Justin Long, the aspiring male cheerleader, and Pepper Brooks, the color commentator for ESPN 8, The Ocho. Enough funny things can't be said about this great film. Number 5, RRR. The greatest thing to ever come out of India, period. Forget everything you know about Indian cinema, because this movie leaves them all behind. SS Rajamouli does a masterful job in this historical epic about the liberation of India from Great Britain. This movie is the greatest story of friendship ever told in cinematic history. This movie is larger than life and more fiction than fact. This is a great introduction to Tollywood for Americans. Tollywood is distinct from Bollywood in India in that Tollywood movies are shot in Telugu instead of Hindi. And in the past, they were criticized for being way over the top, but that's exactly what the world loved when they watched this film. It has a dazzling and emotionally riveting soundtrack. This movie opens up a world where men fight tigers with their bare hands, where the shepherd of the jungle never leaves anyone behind, where duty and honor stand alongside national pride, and where friendship and love conquers all. I would like to live in the world that RRR presents. Number 4, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Most people might see a movie like this as nothing more than pure, silly, stupid fun. And I would very much agree, except that there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. This movie has a lot of the same great things the first Austin Powers movie does, plus a whole lot more. It has double the laughs and double the fun. Every funny comedic device is expounded upon in the second film. Many fans agree that this is the apex of the Austin Powers trilogy. One clear example of Austin Powers 2 one-upping itself is when in the first film we see Dr. Evil and Scott Evil at the therapy group, which was hilarious. Then in the second film, they're on Jerry Springer, and it goes to a whole nother level of hilarity. Comedy is subjective, but in my opinion, The Spy Who Shagged Me takes the cake. Number 3, La La Land. There are so many things about La La Land that make it great. It does a wonderful job of showcasing LA. It has, in my opinion, the greatest soundtrack of any movie ever. Special thanks to Justin Hurwitz. It is reminiscent of old Hollywood, the golden age of Hollywood, up through the best era of MGM in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when musicals were king. Many movie lovers love that era of film the most. I generally stay away from musicals because more often than not, the plot is driven to set up the next musical number, and the music's lyrics tend to hinge too heavily on the plot of the film, in which case makes it so that most people only listen to that music when they are watching that particular film. None of that applies here. The film and the music are both independently great and worthy of any and all praise. When Ryan Gosling played the theme on the piano for the first time, it changed my life forever. It felt as though he was playing that song for me and for every dreamer who has ever dreamed a dream. The movie itself is dedicated to those who dream. Seeing that movie makes me feel like anything's possible. Number 2, Anchorman. This is the third and final 2004 submission of the top 10, which is why the handle of the Movie Planet is at Movie Planet 2004, because in my opinion, 2004 is the best year for film. But I'll get to that later. This was my favorite movie ever for most of my life. It got bumped down from number 1. Hopefully, you'll forgive me once you see what it is. Anchorman is the most quotable movie of all time. It has received a cult following ever since its inception. It catapulted Will Ferrell's career as a box office king. It was Adam McKay's directorial debut. He would go on to direct Will Ferrell classics like Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, and The Other Guys, all of which are on my top 100. It has it all. The band of brothers they call the Channel 4 news team. It has romance, and who can forget jazz flute? The only films Will Ferrell starred in up to this point in his career was Night at the Roxbury and Elf. He was also a supporting role in Old School. But Anchorman proved that Ferrell could carry a laugh-out-loud, big-budget success all on his own. Will Ferrell himself often cites Anchorman as his greatest work. It's very self-evident in that out of all of his classic works, Anchorman was the only one to receive a sequel. Even though there would have been lines around the block for a Talladega Nights or Step Brothers sequel, Anchorman is the best out of the entire extravagant Will Ferrell catalog. Number 1, The Princess Bride. Since the invention of the motion picture, there have been 9 films that have been rated the most passionate, the most pure. This one leaves them all behind. This film has always been one of my favorite films. The soundtrack by Mark Knopfler, Peter Falk as the grandfather, and a wonderfully casted cast with a real life giant and character after character who stole every scene they were in. We have one of the biggest bombshells in the 1980s in Robin Wright, who I loved in Forrest Gump. Wallace Shawn, who plays a very animated and treacherous Sicilian named Vicini, but he's really just George Costanza's ancestor.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you?
Carrie Elways was perfect for the role of Wesley because Rob Reiner said he was looking for someone who was beautiful and brilliant, someone that could be clever and witty as well as a handsome, leather-clad Lothario. Mandy Patinkin as Inigo Montoya. And one of the things that makes this movie great is the secondary plot line of Montoya's quest to avenge his father. An entire other movie could be made about the story arc of Inigo Montoya. Andre the Giant is forever memorialized in this film. Some people recognize him more as Fezzik than as a wrestler for WWF. I would also say that Billy Crystal as Miracle Max is the second best guest appearance in any film ever, second only to Baldwin in Glengarry Glen Ross. This movie has a smorgasbord of every genre. It has action, fantasy, comedy, horror, drama, but most of all, it has romance. This movie shows that the idea of true love is neither masculine nor feminine, but something that everyone can get excited about. The old adage that love conquers all is so wonderfully presented in this film. Friendship is also put on display in a very great way. The friendship of Fezzik and Inigo, despite the fact that Fezzik was a foreign freak of nature and Inigo was a drunk, and despite the unfortunate circumstances that they met under. A damsel in distress, an underdog back from the dead, and a broken man from a broken home come together to right all the wrongs exacted upon them. It, like others on my list, has a lot of memorable lines. It's shot against beautiful backdrops of the scenic countrysides of Ireland and England, the medieval castles and cottages in the illustrious Thieves' Forest. This is a feel-good movie to end all feel-good movies. Nothing will bring you out of the dumps and make you love life again like this film. It truly is Rob Reiner's best. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed the list. Let me know in the comments if you think your top 10 list is better.